So what I'm doing is I'm changing the pads on my front brakes. Of course, if you bring it down here, Lynn, if you look at this, there's only a quarter of an inch corrosion on the outside here, and the same at the bottom here. So I thought what I could do is because it's quite shiny actually, there's a little tiny groove there, and I thought I could get away with using this rotor. So what I did is I put new pads on, and shortly after doing that, I examined my pads and I found I had a problem. This side of the rotor, this was the pad after about 200 kilometers. It's nice and smooth. It was able to wear nicely in there. But if you look at the back side of the rotor, the corrosion here is a ½ inch this way and a ½ inch this way. Now when I had the rotor on the hub, I didn't look at the back side to examine the condition of the rotor. I assumed it was like this. But because that corrosion was there after putting 100 kilometers on it, this is the problem I had, where I've got all this wear here on the side, which is a result of the corrosion on the rotor disc. On further examination of the rotor disc, I also noticed this was rusted up pretty good, and it's important for that to have ample space in it so that the heat radiates away from this and keeps this cool. And as you can see, it's very corroded, which makes it difficult for it to perform its job. I have a new rotor here, which I'm going to replace it with, and as you can see, the gaps and the holes are much bigger as a result of there being no corrosion, and there is no corrosion whatsoever on the rotor disc, on the front or on the back. So if I was to have done this again, I would have looked at the back of the rotor, because the back of the rotor is more exposed to the elements. It gets wet, dirty, dusty, and of course, it makes sense. It would begin to rust a lot more than the front. So, having experienced this now, if I was putting on a new set of pads, I would change these rotors.